Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's a beautiful day here in southern Maryland, and today we're going to be outside working in the garden. We've got our raised beds all weeded, and we turned the soil over in the beds and added compost last weekend, and now we're going to be putting down some weed block fabric over each bed and getting ready for some mulch to be delivered in the next few days. After we get the mulch delivered, we're going to put it between the beds in the walkways so that it's a little neater and cleaner, and we don't have to weed whack and mow in between the beds anymore. So that'll be really nice.
Last year we learned a few things. I weed whacked between these beds, and all of those seeds, whatever they were, weeds and grass seeds, and went up into the flower beds, and before we knew it, all of these beds were full of weeds. So here's the called Eco Gardener Professional Grade Landscape Fabric. We're going to take this fabric and we're going to lay it in each one of these boxes where we're going to plant. So that'll keep the weeds down. This fabric allows water to go through it, but not the weeds to come up. So the challenge is going to be to get it in the boxes, which these are 4 feet wide, as you may remember from the raised bed video I did earlier when I built these two here. One thing you might notice is these beds here were not here when I built these other two. We moved these from over near the walkway. We're going to move the arbor that's over here to make the garden more defined
and separate the garden space from our actual walkway and flower beds that we have over there.
Okay, so the challenge is going to be for, to get these things laying in here, get the fabric laying in these boxes, and then we'll have these little U-shaped metal clips that'll hold the fabric down from the wind blowing it around. And then when we plant, we have to cut a little X in there and drop the plant in, and then everything should be good from that on. So we're going to rake back the edges. I've gotten most of that done already. Rake back the edges of the boxes, so when we lay the fabric in there, we can staple them down below the surface of the edges of the boxes.
Get all the fabric in place.
As you can see behind me, I've put the T-post in centered in this box. I'm going to put two 8-foot sections of 50-inch metal cattle fencing here, and we're going to allow the cucumbers to grow up on the fencing. Makes it easy for us to just reach in there and grab the cucumbers. So I also use these 7 7/8 cable tie to hold the cattle fencing onto these T-posts. So I'll show you how to do that. This will give you a workout. Use this all day. Just go down and get the middle post there. Just put 3 on for now. That's all I used last year and it was fine. Right, there it is. Pretty simple. Just have to dig the plants in at the base. And as you can see at the bottom of this cattle fencing, the spacing is closer together down there, so when the plants start, they'll have something to grab onto, and they'll weave their way all across this. This was full of cucumbers last year.
Basically what I did is I planted cabbage plants in, I made some little holes about 5 inches around and put them in there, and I staggered them so that I could get more in the row, and on the ends and in the center I left 2 holes in each spot so that I can put some marigolds in there. And up against this we're going to have a row tied up against the fencing of cucumbers, pickling on one side and slicing on the other.
This string rope is better than the hemp stuff that you use. The hemp stuff stretches, breaks. You can't really pull on it too hard to tie a nice rigid line. This is nylon string that the electricians use to pull wires through conduit. You can get it in the electrical department of your like Lowe's or Home Depot, or I think you can get it on Amazon as well. But just get a long roll, and we just go down one side of the post, back on the other side, so we have a little 1.5-inch gap, and the tomato plants will go right up through them, and the weight of the plant will be upheld by this strong string. Really helps out keeping the plants vertical. So we're going to have to wait until the end of the month to do all that. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, and take care.